When will the day come when we are finally safe? And can't stop thinking that someone might hurt us when we open the door of our house. When we can truly trust people because they don't have any malice in their hearts. When will that day arrive? Because I'm looking forward to it.
My name is Stephanie da Silva and I'm making this video to raise awareness among this generation and the future ones, and also to answer the question, what global issue am I most passionate about solving? Well, for me, violence is the first thing that destroys us, and therefore it should be the first thing that we have to do away with. Violence not only exists through aggression, that is physical, but there is also psychological, emotional, verbal, cultural, spiritual, sexual, economic, and labor violence. And every one of these manifests itself in a particular way. And in all of them, there are harmful consequences for the victim's life. It's unfortunate to realize that although we are in the era of evolution, of technological advances, violence hasn't changed much in society. On the contrary, it has been getting worse and worse. For example, last year, 2019, ended with the highest number of murders for gender-based violence since 2015. Similarly, cases of bullying around the world increased explosively, especially in countries such as Mexico, the United States, and China, among others. Workplace violence is another issue that we cannot ignore, because both men and women have been affected in this environment, whether through psychological violence, that is the most common, sexual violence, and even physical violence. The sad truth is that most people who have been through some type of violence, they don't speak up or report it because of the fear they feel, mainly of the aggressor, because they lose confidence and can even come to believe that they are to blame for what happened to them. And this is quite simple and acceptable, because it's unfair to be affected by someone who only likes to hurt others and who may even get to the point of killing just for fun and pleasure. There are cases, like my cousin's, in which they not only hurt him but ended up taking his life. Worst of all, he had left his home country just to look for new and better opportunities. But what he most wanted was to be free and feel safe for the first time. But due to the act of a madman, the life of a young and innocent soul with dreams waiting to be fulfilled was taken away. And I know that my cousin is not the first, and unfortunately, nor will be the last one to go through this situation if society continues as it is today. In my opinion, there's no excuse to harm a person just for satisfaction, because we're not animals that act by instinct. We are human beings, and we have the ability to know what is good and what is not, because we are aware. But I also know that many people who struggle to make ends meet and who don't have the opportunity to educate themselves as they should are often the most affected by violence. That is why education, starting first at home, is extremely important for society to live in harmony, because values are those that drive us to be better people. And if each of us does our part in helping and supporting others, I guarantee you that we will live much better, living happily and without fear. Because we are all the same, regardless of our skin color, our religion, the language we speak, the country where we live. There's no reason to harm each other because we are human beings. Let's start thinking a little more about others and stop being so selfish in thinking only about ourselves. Finally, I think that everyone deserves to get home safely. Everyone deserves to walk in the street without fear. In other words, we all simply deserve to be allowed to live.